Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for some more Fast and Furious. No, Gran Turismo 7. Don't be silly. But it became a bit of Fast and Furious this week, and as we got to car selection, we had these cars to choose from, and I thought I'd choose the red one. Red is fast, right? So, what happens when we go out onto the track? It's gonna be lightning quick. So, let's have a look. Countdown's gonna go down, and it's not very good in a straight line, is it? It has a tendency to want to crash out. And I thought maybe that was just me. Get back on, get the car facing the right way, and as soon as I get on the throttle, it wants to go up the hill. This car must be a hill climber, but it happened quite a bit to the point where after I tried quite a few times as I'm going to speed it up here, I just kicked out. I thought I'll just go straight into the race, get the traction control on. What else can you do? Get traction control, that's what it's there for, isn't it? So as we're going to go into this first daily race day, I don't do these very often, but since everyone's doing it, why not? I'm going to do it as well. But it's a bit of a meme, as pointed out by many others, and you've got to be really quick. 270 miles an hour apparently, kind of like autobahn speeds. But as we go here, we had a little love tap with this guy over in front, and we're going to go past the German Super GT. I don't know if it's the same one, but maybe Steve's gone over to Germany, who knows. But this German Super GT, and he's fallen a bit further behind, and we're going to get into Slipstream. And this race all here is all about Slipstream. Now, this car, as you can see, absolutely lightning quick. It's just unbelievably quick to a point. And as we sit him here behind, he's got John. We're going to try and give him a bit of a bump draft, because overtaking is not what you want to do until you get to the end, but you don't want to lose the slipstream, so you kind of have to work together. Bit of a weird one. As you can hear, people honking their horns, and we're going to sit here with Al Capone as well, trying to have a little British freeway with. See if we could do anything different, but that was a bit of a mistake. But going further into the lap, as you can see, this car at this point struggles at the top speed, and it gets bad. So I made the wrong choice of the car, but where it does kind of work is in the banking. So if you can kind of stick with it till the banking, you're going to be alright. But we weren't. But we're going to fast forward it here. Got to banking, we got overtaken again by someone else. But the Lamborghini is probably a little bit worse, because they went straight into the barrier at about 270 miles an hour. And you can see them in the background. See you later. As we continue with this chaos, trying to get some sort of slipstream and trying to keep in touch somewhat, but as the Fabului is giving us a bit of slipstream, we're going to get the nitrous and try and use some of that nitrous. It's a bit of one of those ones where you need to use it a little bit, save it to the end so you can do it in the last final sector, but you still need to use it to kind of catch up. So a bit of a random one, but look at this, we're side by side and we just can't keep up, so we're essentially last. I mean, there's another guy somewhere in the banking, we can see him back there, but we finished the race P11. But our driver here seems to be very pleased, like he's like fist pumping. It's like he's won the race. Like, no, you finished basically last. But we went again, and this time we thought, let's go for a car that has a big top speed. Bugattis, right? Bugattis, W12s, whatever those engines are called, they're fast. So we're going to Bugatti, and we're going to see what we can do in the second race. So as you can see straight away, this car's lightning quick. We have to take avoidant action there with the Spaniard, and we're going to go in and sit in with the other Bugattis. People have chosen Bugattis in this one, but there is someone I believe out there in an Amamia. Bit of a mistake, sorry, I think that's the wrong car, mate, wrong car. But look at the Bugattis. We've gone in and we've made a Bugatti sandwich. So the Mercedes was the filling in our sandwich, and we weren't really working together on this one. It just was not happening, because that Bugatti wanted to take my position, but look at this guy. He's using all his nitrous by the looks of it, and then almost runs into the back of someone and then goes and crashes into barrier. No need for that, mate, come on. But what we're going to decide to do here is sitting behind Fatty. I don't mean to, I mean, I'm chunky, you're fatty. Kind of the same thing almost, isn't it? But as you go here, we're going to be trying to keep out of trouble. But as we go up high, we got someone kind of bashing into us. We're trying to get into the slipstream of these two guys here. But we got the other Bugatti trying to give us a bit of love taps. I don't think we can make little Bugattis out of this, but you know. But then the Mercedes crashes into him, kind of puts us in a bit of position, and we're kind of falling behind, which is not ideal what you want in this race. And even the Amamiya has overtaken us. We've got another person trying to give us love taps, and it's another Bugatti. Hey, Bugattis must like Bugattis. Who knows? But as we go further into the end of the race, at this point we're going to need to start getting that nitrous used and try and get into some sort of slipstream to try and get a decent position. But at this point we're P6 and we're going to manage to get into this little queue here, but I get the nitrous on all the way till the end and hope that it lasts. But I couldn't just get into the slipstream properly, and it meant that we couldn't, just too far back at this point. So P5 looked like where it was. There's people going all over the place, and it looks, yep, we're going to finish P5. So we still had a bit of like nitrous left. We still could have maybe used it a little bit earlier, but look, the guy's just as happy being P5 as P11. There's no, you can't make it up, can you really? But to finish it off, we thought we're going to go into that black Mercedes, the meta car for this race, the car that seems to be the only one that's going to be capable of winning. But it just gets a bit boring. You know, I like my liveries, I like my bright colours. Where's my highlighter yellows? It's not here. It's all dull, and we're going to see what we can do with the meta Mercedes, the meta car. But as we start off, as you can see, we haven't got that same acceleration as we did in the Bugatti and the Amamiya. But when you do get into it, I decided this one, just got to work with people. Get straight in there and get Antonio a little tap up the rear end, and try and figure out which one of these is my car. I think it's that one. They all look exactly the same. It's like a little spec series, isn't it? But as you can see, we're going to have Maggie over here trying to squeeze in at some point, but someone's giving us a little tap from behind. And this is the problem with the bump drafting. If you don't hit someone bang on centre, it's going to throw you a little bit off wide, because offline, and that's what happened there. I had to get back on the nitrous, try and catch up a little bit again. But as we get into the corner, I'm going to try and keep low, try and keep away from trouble, because I don't want any of it. But as you can see, people are starting to come down. I've got a Bugatti right up my jacksie, and I'm going to try and find a little gap to just sit in and find a little bit of slipstream, which I think I found one here with the Spaniard, but then I can't decide which Spaniard I want to be with. Do I want to be the one, that one, or the other one? Just couldn't. But it's a bit of chaos there, and I decided Antonio was going to be the one. He gave me a little bit of a closed door, but as we got to the other one, this is where the race really kicks up. We've got pretty much the full allowance of nitrous, and I'm on it already. But look at this guy. It's really just creeping past, and gives me a little tap, and that probably did not help me to get a better finish. But we've still got a chance, get into the slipstream, and you kind of just don't have a lot of space. It's like everyone's fighting for it. I decided at this point I'm just going to stick with Pats, but then chaos happens, and look at this finish. It was millimetres. I couldn't decide where I finished, but it was P3. So we actually got a P3 in the end, and we finished. Look at the logo on the Spotify. If you know what that means, it's unrestricted. Go check it out. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. See you later.